Yeah, so there's a question here. It says, when one use AI to enhance the structure of their SOP, won't it be flagged as AI generated? Staphenie, I think that's for you.
Okay, so what I usually advise people to do is that you first off, you want to write your SOP by yourself. Write everything the way you want it to be. Write like the first paragraph, everything. Write it the way you want to write it with no AI. Write it for yourself. Write everything. Then you can copy it and send it to AI or ChatGPT or whatever to help you proofread and to just correct the errors. Then that way you are fine. It's very different from you going straight up to AI and telling them to do everything for you. It's going to be flagged as, it's going to be flagged. So what you want to do is instead is that you want to write it by yourself, then give it to AI to correct anything that needs to be corrected.
All right, thank you, Staphenie. Yeah, after Kehinde, we'll have Miracle.
All right, thank you so much. So these two questions have been like haunting me for months now. So the first one is that let's say okay, I studied mechanical engineering and my thesis was quite different. My thesis is different from like my research interest, what I want to go for. For example, let's say my thesis was in heat transfer, and then I'm planning to go for material science, like let's say another research interest entirely. So how do I craft my SOP to fit in? And then secondly is that now I have for someone that has several publications in a certain aspect of material science, and then let's say nanotechnology, for example. Now, okay, so let's say I have interest in nanotechnology, but recently I'm trying to shift my research interest back to let's say thermofluid. I'm just trying to say like thermofluid. I have publications in another area. So how can I actually convince them that okay, someone has publication, because I believe they want to see that you already have like an experience in the field you're applying to. So those two questions. I don't know if you got my question, man.
Yes, I did. So the first question was that let's say you study mechanical engineering, the research that you did as an undergrad is kind of different from what you want to do during grad school. How do you go about that, right? That's the first question.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so the thing is, during your research or undergrad research, what were the skills that you learned? What are the transferable skills that you want
Okay.
to put in? For example, let's say you worked on, I don't know much about engineering, but let's say you worked on a particular instrument and you know it's going to help you in going for this other research. You can tell them that, okay, during your research, you dealt with this, but you've gained experience using, what you did, gained experience or skill using so instruments or you know, like what are the skills you learned, if you understand what I'm saying, what skills you learned
Yeah,
during that
I
research, what can you
got.
apply it in? So that's what we call transferable skills. It's actually normal that whatever you did in your undergrad, for example, I did mine in, as I showed you, GCMS, natural products, blah, blah, blah. But my research, I did in polymer, right? But what I look for is that at the end, overall, we're looking at the environment, how to make the environment a better place. So you doing that is very fine. The only thing is that tell them the reason or the purpose for wanting to do this. Write it in such a way that it's very captivating. Show them the skills you've learned, then how you want to transfer it to this other work. And from there, you're good. You're very good. Then your second question is,
Yeah, like, do you want me to come take a question?
yes, say it again.
So the second question is for example, now in engineering we have a material aspect. So let's say I already have publications in an aspect like let's say nanotechnology. So, but then recently I want to change my research interest. Like say, let's say, and I see a professor that I like his work in thermofluid. So, but my publications are in another field entirely. So, how do I convince such, professor to take me in when my past experience are not related to his work?
No, so in that case, I feel as if what is going to stand out is your why.
Okay.
Why do you want to change? So first off, if you have publication in any paper at all, that's a very big plus for you, whether it's different from whatever you want to do. So you even writing and being part, so it shows that research is not new to you. So that's a very big thing. And again, even if it's not in, you want to change because you're allowed to, you don't have to stick to one research for the rest of your life, no. But the question is, why do you want to change?
Okay.
How does it, what's the end goal of you changing? You did this, you had interest, but what shifted? How is it going to benefit you? So that's where your why has to be very strong.
Thank you so much, ma. So lastly, would you suggest that I shouldn't change? I should just stick to it since I have
No,
publications.
go for what do you want to study? Whatever you want to study, and you see that this field, there's more in the future for this field than the other. Please feel free to change.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. What if to chip in, what I would advise is that yeah, like we said, there's no limit to the number of opportunities you can explore, right? So yeah, look for schools or for professors in the area of research that you are interested in. Then as a backup, also look for professors in the area of interest that you have experience in, right?
Yes, exactly. That's how.
Yeah, so you explore all those options. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so Miracle, then we take Okechukwu. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So my question is it still necessary for me to send an inquiry email if I see an advert by a professor that talks about how the scholarship would cover my stipends, tuition waiver? Is it still necessary that I send an inquiry email to the school instead of just sending a cold email to the supervisor directly? Then I also have a second question. Then my second question is that
So
as
Joshua, I'm back. So sorry, I'm done with
Okay,
that.
great.
I'm done
Yeah,
with the other bit.
I was about to call your name now. This question is for you. Can you hear the question?
So can you start again? So sorry.
Yeah, Miracle, go ahead.
okay. Okay, sir. I asked, is it necessary for me to send an inquiry email, assuming that I see an advert by a professor that I should come and work with him in his lab, and then that advert also talks about the stipends, talks about the tuition? Is it also important that I send an inquiry email to the school instead of just sending a cold email to the supervisor directly?
Okay, so I understand your question. So one thing, as let's assume an advert came out, right? Maybe on
Yes.
LinkedIn, then you send email to the professor, right? And the
Yes,
professor
sir.
tells you, oh, fine, you can come and work with me. Yeah, that's fine. The next you want to go and check it to check if you meet all the requirement of the department. Because you already accepted you, like, oh, I can work with you. And wait, the reply of the email is very, very important. And the quality of the reply very important. For example, oh, I will encourage you to apply. It's 50-50. They may not pick you. It means that the man is still requesting a lot of people, still checking them. But this is why you are going to know if the man is only working with only you. Maybe ask you to, oh, send me your CV, send me your result. Okay, fine. Let's have a Zoom meeting. After this first, don't worry. We are going to work. Go and apply. When you apply, let me know. So the kind of reply determine if he really accepting you alone or you encourage you to go and apply, and we always tell everyone like that. And if the man accepts you, see, I've seen cases, right, that a professor accepted like legally accepted someone, I'm going to work with you, but the guy didn't meet up the department requirement and they didn't give the guy admission. Yeah. The man later told her, yes, told her that, oh, is the department that made the final. So let me explain this concept to you. The way department gives admission is in three ways, right? Sometimes some departments, some schools, the supervisor has the final say. I want this person, I want this person. That's fine now. Because they are starting with you with RA. He's one paying everything. He's coming from a grant. So the department they don't really care about it. As long as you meet all the 3.0 CGPA, that's the hair. He's one paying for your expenses. But especially, and sometimes the admission pass through the admission committee alone, all your applications. Admission committee, they sit down, they review everything. If you like, let one supervisor or professor say that you work with me. As long as those people say that no, you are not working with you are not qualified to get admission in that department, that's the end of it. That's ended. So it means that those kind of departments, all your life can be TA because they are the one paying for everything. It's might they want to pay for your stipend, pay for your school fees and everything. Then they want to pick the qualified ones, right? 3, it can be between the advisor and the committee. That is where sometimes they have done their own review. They can go and meet the supervisor that you include in your SOP that, oh, this person include your name. Do you really want to work with this person? The person can say, okay, the person can check. Sometimes even that most of you say that a professor reach out to you after application that they want to have meeting with you. Can I have meeting with you? It's just that they reach out to them that, oh, can you want to work with this person? So even though a supervisor tells you that, oh, I'll work with you, you go and apply, you still need to go and you don't need to send inquiry email again. Yes, to be honest, but try to go to the school website and go and check if you meet up or what they are looking for. Imagine a professor accepted you that I want to work with you, but the person said that GRA is required and you don't want to write GRA. Then why do automatically you have put yourself in the position that you may not get admission if you don't submit the GRE score. So that would be my own advice about that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Miracle.
Yeah, okay, Chuku, before you go with your question, so somebody is asking here that they're asking her to submit a previous assignment, class assignment. An example is like a lab report or exam essay as part of the application requirement. Yeah, so I don't know, Caroline, don't you have?
Caroline, do you have that?
Yeah, don't you have anything?
So wait, is it talking about maybe publication, right?
I don't think so. They are not specifically asking of publication, but I think a publication will also do here if they are asking you for a previous assignment. Or like I know, like when my wife was going to get her GROA position, before the professor before the professor had a meeting with her, like sort of like interview, the professor asked my wife to submit a previous document of probably a 10 paper or a research. So what we just did was to like bring together some things from her thesis, her graduate thesis, and we sent to the professor, and they had that meeting and all that. So you can think about maybe like the result and discussion chapter for your undergraduate thesis. So that can do. So they just want to see your ability to write and probably put together a report or something.
I believe everybody in one way or the other, you have undergraduate projects.
Yeah.
Everyone. And some of you that sorry, Ezeonye, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Ezeonye said, most of you did an IT, right? Engineering 6 months, some STEM courses 3 months. It all depends. And you wrote a report, right?
Yeah.
So most of you that used to contact your final year project to people under the tree, all the photocopy people, this is how you're going to know that it's always good to write it yourself. So sometimes all the kind of stuff you can extract some things out of it, extract some things out of it in form of manuscript and submit that as like a written sample.
Yeah.
You just want to know that you have ability to like write in a professional way. And yes, so that's just I think that's just the best thing you can do based on what you have said. Your final year project, you can try to write out a manuscript out of it, then submit it. Yeah, it will work.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Ricardo, I see your question. This is the last one in the comments. So yeah, you are a second year. So what you should focus this second year studying chemistry, strengthen your CGPA, right? Third year, strengthen your CGPA. So you are now understanding if you are submitting any assignment, you are going for IT, you have like an end goal in mind, right? So just keep building yourself. So what I would advise is, first, I don't know, Nigeria education system is like all worked up. I would say maybe the first semester of your final year, right? You can meet your level coordinator and request for all your results from year 1 to year 3, or if you have a 5-year program, year 1 to year 4, you can so that you can submit that as an unofficial transcript. So first semester of that, you can then start looking for graduate school, you can apply to first semester of your final year. You can start, let's say when you are on IT, most school go on IT third year, second semester, or fourth year, second semester. So you can start searching for schools first semester of final year. You can then start putting in for graduate, so that because they expect that by the time you are starting, you must complete whatever degree you are pursuing at the time.
Okay. So those
Yeah.
that thing work better for, like what you said, even me, I didn't even know about it, to be honest.
I
That thing
didn't know.
was
Yeah.
better. I didn't know about it. So, for example, if you are doing 5 years, because in the US you need just 4 years course, 4 years transcript, not 5 years,
Yeah.
because their own study is 4 years, right? So if they can
Yeah.
see your 4 year transcript and they know that you are still in school, but you are graduating. I know some when I was people that when I graduated from UI, the people that went to 500 level, right? 3 of them got admission with us when they were writing their final exam, their
Mm-hmm.
500 level. They got PhD and fully funded. 3
Yeah.
of them. Only God know who told them they should do it.
Seriously.
And they only submitted their 100 because in UI you can't see your 500 level result until you graduate. You can't
Yeah.
see it. You won't see. You can never see it. But we always see 100 level to 400 level. We always have it. So that's what they use. But then the school knows that they are rounding up their program, because the school always ask you the end date or if it's still current. So they say it's current, but it's going to end this month, maybe and they know that when it's going to end, before they give them I-20 or everything, they already graduated and it's not to be out. So yeah, it
Mhm.
works so well, especially if it's worked extremely well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, Chuku, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. If as
All right.
a graduate student, you're applying for your master's and then you're part of a publication which you're not the main author, like your name is one of these author, does it count in your application? Like putting that publication, would it add anything to you?
Yeah, it can't. You are part of the researcher.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody will not be forced author now.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah.
Everyone cannot be forced author. It
You don't
can't.
have your name there.
As long as even if you let your name be number 20, as long as your name is there, they can search Google Scholar and find that it's part of your paper. Yeah, it counts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All
Iheme.
right. Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Bola,
Yep.
please, I lost at some point because I am attending the meeting with a VPN, so sometimes it goes off and sometimes it connects. You made mention of the attachments we should put in the code mail,
Mhm.
whereas Mr. Joshua also asked us to get the the transcripts ready. At what point are we uploading
So,
the transcripts?
okay,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, like I said, if you don't have a transcript, you are not ready to apply for graduate school. That's always been what that's always tell people. So, even though if you attach your CV, the professor might like your CV, makes sense, right?
Mm.
But the next thing might request for your transcript immediately.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the reason why.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, there are a lot of things that can have you to make. See, you can have a very good 2-1, maybe like 4.4, and you apply to a department that they are required, the share course in your transcript is what you did the other
Yes.
guy, like, does it align with their department? Do you get? Let's assume the core course they are checking. Let's assume you want to do, I'm not okay. Let's assume you want to do chemistry now, PhD, and in your undergrad, you fail courses like maybe like synthesis, if there's a course like that, maybe you have C or D there, and now you apply for a research in like a material synthesis, like they will say that, oh, this person doesn't even pass this course, even his undergrad. Do you get? So that is why
Okay.
sometimes you may have a very good CGPA, but you fail some courses. I know someone that got rejected for an admission, and when they said that, oh, in your calculus, it was applied for PhD, masters in economics. Oh, your calculus you score C. Can you explain why you score 50 in this place? Like all his math courses, he has C, 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 C. Do you get? And in the US, economics is pure mathematics, like the background is pure mathematics calculus. So because I say that, oh, that they can't give the guy admission except he will go and write, except he will go and do, maybe he should do masters in his country, or prove to them that he has like all this kind of stuff. So that's why you should have your transcript ready. They can request for it at any point, even before your application, because maybe they want to judge if what are the courses you like. There's one professor that told me that, why did I score 69 in a course? How will I, like, because that they have the mindset that 94 is A in the US. So sometimes they always think that 94 should be A in MBA everywhere. I have to she asked me to go and bring our breakdown from my school. I have to go to UIO. To be honest, I have to call it. They have to no, they printed something for me to show this is how we create in this country.
Yeah.
I said, okay, no problem. Yeah. So just have it ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in other words, for the code mail, we are uploading or we are attaching just the
Just because
CV.
the most important thing in your code email, you want to prove that you are competent enough, and is your skills that will show that. The skill they can see in your CV, what you can do, if you have TA experience, research experience, they get the point. Yeah.
Okay.
And if they really request, my sponsor I'm serious, she told me this, that if you send more than one document to her, it will go to spam.
Okay.
Most of them they use
Second-
Outlook now. So Outlook have a lot of crazy settings that you can do, that you can to push things away. Yeah.
The second question, when you talked about LinkedIn, I think I lost at some point. Can ResearchGate do the same thing, LinkedIn?
No, I won't go to your research to go and check anything. It's your LinkedIn.
Exactly.
LinkedIn is a professional network. ResearchGate just like a Google Scholar.
Yeah, the truth is that
Joshua.
ResearchGate is
like Google Scholar. So
like
nothing
Google
to see about you there, apart from maybe you have the There's nothing to say about you on Google Scholar apart from your ResearchGate, apart from the paper you have written and you uploaded. That's all.
Okay. The truth is that I'm currently in China. So since I came into China.
Oh, they don't allow you guys to use Google. Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That contracts a lot of restriction, bro. Oh, that's true. But you are studying in China now.
Yes.
And you have your pipe for someone that is studying in Nigeria, so don't worry. As long as they know that you are in China, it's already an edge for you. So
yeah.
I know.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, so I think I have one question, then we'll take Sopulu. Yeah, Mr. F.A., please, if a school is to open the application portal, say by October, at what point are you expected to start the application process? Also, if you are to wait, what can you do to keep track? When you say application process, like we've said, your preparation starts now, right? Like Mr. Bola said earlier, by July, you should have like a list of school, right? I shared that application tracking sheet, like template. You should know the schools you are targeting, the professors you are going to, the program directors you are going to send email to, right? The professors that if the program director gives a positive or a nod for you, the professors you are going to target if they ask you to email professors, right? So you should have that track sheet updated before the end of July, August. Most applications start August, September. So you should even start like I said, have a generic SOP that you will keep editing based on the school you want to apply to. So like by now, most of us are free. This is when you can get people to look at your SOP for you, not when school resume in August and all that. Everybody will start teaching and there will be no more time. So this is the time to gather all the documents, start getting yourself together for that time. Yeah. Yeah, Sopolo, go ahead. Sopolo Chuku Ugu. Are you there? Sopolo Chuku, are you there? If you are not, then promise. We'll take promise and we'll take Samuel and we'll call it a day. Tomorrow we'll take more questions. Yeah, promise. Are you there? If promise is not there, I think I allowed everyone to be able to unmute themselves. So Samuel, you can go ahead.
Oh, they can't unmute.
You can't unmute?
Yeah, you have to allow them to be unmute. Yeah.
Oh, I
You have to
thought.
unmute them yourself. Or you allow them to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you can unmute now, Sopolo.
Promise, can you check if you can unmute? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity and the explanation that you've given. So I just have like a confusion, kind of. I mean, what you explained is very clear, but someone once told me that, for instance, if you're applying to schools in the US where they use their government funding for your school, that you need to, your research interest should be something that benefits them. For instance, like if your interest is in maybe a local problem in Nigeria that they may not really consider it, so you have to look for a problem that would connect to what is obtainable in their own area. So I want to know, because from what Mrs. Staphenie explained, so you could actually bring in research interests that you have passionate about and you want to solve in your own country.
Okay.
So I want to know.
So let me answer your question. I understand what you're saying. So first thing first is just that before you can even apply to a school, every department has their own research areas. And you have to pick one of it in your SOP.
Yeah.
All schools, it's not about your own research area, it's about what this department is doing. So, for example, if I doing material characterization, polymer, biomaterial, that's their own research. You can't go outside it because there's no professor for you to take you there, right? That's one. Let's assume you want to like do material, but I think I checked Staphenie LinkedIn page. I think she's working on like plastic degradation or something like that. So let's assume you want to do like plastic degradation now. It has nothing to do with Nigeria alone. It has everything to do about the world, right?
Exactly.
You get the research they are doing is not based on their own. Yeah, there's some grant is just for US, maybe for like Department of Energy, you know, their force system and everything like that. But you can't just say, okay, in Nigeria, roof is always leaking. I think I need to do research about it. Then you're not writing SOP about it that Nigerian roof are leaking. I wish to like, they don't care about like, is there something that they are doing in their own department? If it's no, and one and two also, let's assume you get into a school, you have a supervisor. The supervisor will only give you a research that has grants.
Yeah.
That he has grants in his hand to pay you. It's not about what you want to do now. It's about what they have grants for. Do you understand now, Ugu? Right? So it's about what they have grants for. So that's why I always tell you, if you open a department website, the first thing you want to go and check is their research areas. Do you like any of it? I don't like any of it. Move on. Close the school. Continue with another school. Oh, I like this one. They are working on biomaterial. I want to work on biomaterials, right? Biomaterial is general. There's no research area in life. There's no research area in life that's particular to one country. It's like a world problem. Yeah, it may be a country is funding it, but it is affecting almost everybody in the world, right?
Yeah.
Do you get the point now? Yeah. So that's why you may not see research in the US, maybe a malaria research in the US like it's very common because it doesn't affect them. It's only John Hopkins and few schools that do research on malaria. You get because it doesn't affect them, so they don't really care about it. Or maybe research, or maybe 2 months research about sickle cell. It doesn't really affect them, so they don't really so. But as long as it's affecting them and the rest of the world, they will care about it. Do you get the point? So that's what I'm going to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bola. So to add to that, so like Staphenie was saying, so sometimes in this research, like, sorry, the organic, whatever we do that is called organic chemistry in Nigeria is rubbish, right? So I'm glad that they are not really looking at like, oh, how amazing is your research, right? So imagine in my master's program, I was like isolating natural products. Everybody's looking at natural product. That's what we call like organic chemistry research. Natural product. But there are important skills that I developed while doing that research. That is like the very important thing. I learned to do column chromatography. In the lab right now, every day I do column chromatography. I learned to interpret data with GCMS, NMRO. In the lab, every day I use this technique. So now you now need to find, that's what you will now amplify. That's where telling your story, crafting it, telling it, like amplifying the important skills. You may have done something on malaria or blah, 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 like biochemistry. Everybody is feeding rats and all that. So you may have done something in that area, but what are the important skills? You being able to handle an animal in research is important, right? Because if you are in biological science, you may need to take care of an animal. You may need to, so that those skills are important. So those are the things that you will amplify when you are writing your SOP. So it's not just by saying, oh, you did research in malaria or you did organic this thing. That is not what they want to see. They want to see, do you have any skill at all that can be further developed or that can be further harnessed? So that's what they're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Promise.
Promise, what's your question?
Right. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Please, my question is about some weeks ago, I sent a cold email to a supervisor in a school, and I didn't get any reply. So while Mr. Bola was talking about how to go about the whole email stuff, I realized I made so many mistakes, and it could have been part of the reasons why I didn't get a reply.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, like, what is the next step that I should take? Do I send another email? Do I delete the previous one I sent, or do I just contact a different supervisor?
Yeah, so you can. So timing is very important, right? You send a code email. So always send code email 9 a.m. in the morning in US time, which is, so when I send my code email, it's always between 4 p.m. Nigeria time to 8 p.m. Nigeria time.
Yeah.
That's the morning they're in their office, they just come back, they need to sit down, settle for the day. So anything that comes in they might check it. Then when they're already in the lab or they are busy with a faculty meeting or they are sleeping in their house, don't send them email at that particular time. And for that particular professor, I would say create another new email and send it fresh.
Yeah.
I'm serious, bro. Create an email. If you really want to work, if you really like the man's work, create a fresh email and use it to send email to the man again. Do you get? Yeah. It works like that also, what I've done before.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have another question too. Like in the inquiry email that you're sending, can you ask for supervisors that have grants or funding inside the inquiry email?
What is it?
Can you ask the program director for advisors that have grants?
Yes,
or
you can.
funding?
So
Yeah.
it depends on how they communicate, how they reply you. If they reply you so
Yes.
shabbily that guy, I don't have time, but this is what you are looking for, just leave them alone.
Exactly.
But if they really want to come, there was one school, was it Virginia Tech?
In fact, I have an
I
experience.
exchanged more than 20 emails with their coordinator in a single day.
Exactly.
Like the man was so ready to keep on replying my email.
Yes.
She even gave me the list of people I should try and look for.
Very well.
Yeah.
That was my experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I in fact, the person I sent inquiry email to was the program director of biochemistry in my school here. So, and I told the man, oh, I'm interested in medicinal chemistry and all that. So the man took me through. So the man was answered my question. So at the end of the day, the man was now the person that recommended 2 professors in chemistry for me. And he was like, email these professors and tell them that I recommended you to them. So you can imagine, so that's the power of like inquiry email. So at the end of the day, imagine mentioning that Professor so asked me to email you. So with that, seeing that name, the professors were not even they did not even delay in responding to my email. But at the end of the day, I now came here and heard that those professors are toxic people. So I did not even now work with them. I'm not working with them presently. But the most important thing is to get into the program. So yeah, send inquiry emails is very important.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Samuel.
Right. Thank you, sir. So my question is on SOP. So my current SOP now, I started with a quote by a very popular person. So is it okay to leave it? Because the quote is my story at the beginning is in line with the quotes, my first quote. So is it okay that I should leave the quotes, or I should just remove the quotes and start normally?
So I don't know what the
So
quote
why
is.
do you want to put quote?
Yeah,
Wait, which department are you applying to?
yeah. This Shakespeare.
Economic department.
And the quote is from, I don't know. If you put quote the person according to, I don't know. Is that your question? Should you quote the person? Or is that your question?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. No, I quoted the person or I quoted the person already, but I just want to know if it's okay or I should just remove it.
You quoted the professor that you want to send email to.
No, not the professor. He's a popular person in the world.
Yeah, if the quote, because I've seen a lot of SOP, the quote they quoted does not have nothing to do with what they're going for. They just want to like write something. So if the quote is what like it really form your first paragraph of SOP is very important. That's what I call hook. If I read your first paragraph of your SOP, I should be able to see the reason why PhD, why this research, why this course. So if the quote will help you, it's part of that is going to help you for them to see the answer to that question, then leave it. But if the quote has no meaning, just want to write, remove it. I always tell people, write what is relevant, not just want to write, but it must relevant. Every statement, every line should be relevant to why you are coming to graduate school. But if you think that the quote is there, maybe you are explaining an economic downside or something, and the person already said the code before, and it's the code that motivated like leads to this research, and you can link everything together, then write it. If not, remove it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Bola. We